Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades in the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, I did finish the week with 27 wins, 2 losses for a 93.10% win rate for the week. A great week, great day on Friday. I couldn't be happier. Well exceeded my goal of 80% for the week. So I'm very, very happy about that. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and like the video. These take a long time to make, and the purpose to make these is to get you guys inside my head and what I'm thinking and what I'm looking at and why I took the trades I trade. So liking the video, subscribing to the channel would be much appreciated. If you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of the social media accounts. So you can also go on Twitter and you can see the timestamps of the alerts. I post them in real time. I try to post 90% of my plays, and I have a channel in my room called Trade Ideas. I try to post them ahead of time every morning, 10-15 minutes before market open. I post the ideas that I'm looking at open, and sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. And throughout the day, I try to post ideas. I emphasize try, because sometimes news comes out or I notice things at the last minute or whatever, but I try to post a trade idea so that way I give you guys a heads up what I'm looking at, what my intentions are, and if it hits, I'll take it, and if it doesn't, I'll ignore it. And it gives you the chance to make your own decision, because at the end of the day, this is not financial advice. This is my trades and what I'm doing. You have to make your own choice. So yeah, with that said, I'll get on to the trades on Monday. Let's say Monday started out strong. Actually, the whole week was really strong. I think I just made one stupid error. I think I could have gone. I think I could have gone the week pretty much flawless, but it doesn't. I think I've only done that once. Yeah, once I think. I've come quite a few times where I've gone like one loss or 2 losses for the week, and this being one of them. So the first play on Monday was not Roku, it was Snap. Now Snap I had at 8 at open, which is right right here. Just looking in the trade ideas room on the 8th. Yeah, I said Snap calls over 54 and Facebook calls for 346. So I don't know if Facebook hit, but I'll look at that in a second. So over 54, I did grab it. I grabbed the Snap 54 calls at $1.20, and they went to 187. I grabbed them at 9:34. As soon as I got up in this area, what I like to do is I like to buy before the break, because I buy for anticipation of the break. Because sometimes when you have a very important level and it breaks, you have a massive candle, and regardless of how fast you are and you have stuff, if you have your options chains pulled up and you're ready to get in, the move is just so fast and violent sometimes that you pretty much miss the move and you're chasing it. So I like to buy like right before the level breaks, so that way I get anticipation of the break and you get that big move. Because usually after you get that break move, the next move after that, it's either a false breakout or it's a very choppy move. So that's why I like to buy in anticipation. I know a lot of people don't like doing that. I do, and that's the way I do things. So so that went from 120 to 187 in that little pop. So I was definitely liking that play. Then I took SPX calls. I took a lot of, not calls, puts. I took a lot of SPX this week. I've been playing SPX a lot more than normal, because I used to play nothing but SPX before I had the room and before I was in any Discord room at all. And I did very well with it. Then I went on a little bit of a losing streak, then I just ended up just taking a break from it for a little while and doing other things. But I used to trade nothing but SPX, and I really do like it, and I find it very addictive because small moves move so much. If you were just to go back to Snap, we'll just go back to Snap. I'm just using this as an example. Snap, you get right here to here, you get you get a dollar plus move, and it only moves 60 cents. Now, if you got SPX SPY to move $1 on SPX, that thing's gonna go 200-300%. So I'm just looking at the 8th. Where's the 8th? Right here. So yeah, you got where's the 8th? Right here. I got SPX puts at let's see, 956, right when it came back down, right here. This little move right there. They went from 250 to 310, and that's just barely a 40-cent move. I mean, that went 60 cents on a move that barely went. Now, if it went from 70 to the 469.50 area, 468.50, it's a $1.50 move, that would have gone probably to $8. So yeah, the moves are so much more violently. If you're on the right, if you get on the wrong side, you can definitely lose your shirt. You just it's all about timing with SPX. So yeah, I have to look in the other room because I have 2 puts, and I think that the Discord blended the times, and I really hate that it does that. And I do that because I don't have to bring it down to a 3-minute time frame on that so you can see it. I don't use the 3-minute time frame. Is this the 8th right here? Okay. Now I grabbed damn it, what time again? 9:56, which is right here. I grabbed it right here. They went from 250. I grabbed the 46.90 puts at 250 and went to 310 just in that one candle. So you're talking 469.50. You're talking 40 cents, and it went 60 cents. So I mean, that's just how radical it is. Then I took it again at 10 o'clock. This is the 10 o'clock one right here. I got that one little sharp move right there, and it popped back up, and I grabbed it again and bounced off VWAP. So I grabbed it here, got that. That went from 250 to 310. So I grabbed the same 46.90 puts. I got it again at cheaper than I had it before at $2.40, and it went to 330. So SPX, if you really want to do really well with SPX, try to go for the base, the singles and double hits. Don't go for home runs. The chances of you getting a home run with SPX and getting that full 1,000% move is very, I should say, pretty slim, even though it seems like I hit it at least a couple times a week. But if you stick to the 50 cents to $1 game plan, you'll win 90% of the time if you time it right. So you just take your 50 cents right here, pull back up, take another 50 cents right there. I mean, 10 contracts, that's $1,000 in those 2 moves right there. I mean, $1,000 a day. Most people don't even make that. So that's just 10 contracts, but I don't recommend going insanely with size and SPX because you can lose your shirt. That's why I don't post how many I'm taking. I don't want people taking stupid risks like I do, because sometimes I just play like a gunslinger, and I'm a little reckless with my size sometimes. So but I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm not afraid to take the risk. So I'll go back to the 10-minute because I don't use the 3-minute. I go to the smaller time frame so you can see where I actually bought this and that drop right there. So then I ended up grabbing it again at 10:31, which I think is right here. So as you can see, this candle, it got this, came back up, and it came back down and came back up again. So I did grab it right here as it came back, thinking it's going to flush. Now, SPY is at, where is it, the 8th, at all-time highs. It just made new all-time highs on Friday. And it kind of looked like a double top a little bit pre-market right here. So I thought we were going to get a flush right here. I thought this could have been that big 1,000% move, and it wasn't. And they went from, I got it at 250 again, about the same price as the other two times. The third round, they went from, let's see, 250 to 340 in that little dump right there. It came back up. Then at 11:35, I grabbed it again, which is right here. Now I'm basically shorting all the little pops. I got right there, got that candle again, then got it here, thinking we were going to flush, and it came back up, and I grabbed it again right here when it went up to VWAP and it broke down. Right here is where I ended up grabbing it again for the fourth time, but this fourth time I grabbed the 46.95 puts at $2.30, and they went to $6 right there. So this is only a, let's see, a 468.90 to 468.20. We'll say 20. You're talking 70 cents right here, and they went from $2.30 to $6. I mean, they went 100% right there in the 70-cent move. If you were playing Snap or Facebook or Disney or anything like that, you'd be lucky if you got a 10, 20-cent move. I mean, I like volatility. I like the way SPX moves. You get on the right side of it. You time it right. You can make a lot of money with SPX. And if you don't have the ability to trade SPX and you want to trade it, switch to a broker that allows you to do it. If you don't have the opportunity to use a broker because you're from overseas or wherever the country you're from does not offer SPX, you can use SPY in the money. But if you use SPY in the money, you're basically only going to get a tenth of what SPX moves. So if SPX moves $1, you're going to get 10 cents out of SPY. I mean, it's just, I prefer SPX, my opinion. But took SPX calls at 112, which is right here. Now, as you can see, it was trading in a tight range. When SPY gets at all-time highs, sometimes it likes to trade in a narrow range to kill the volatility of the VIX. And they usually chop it for a day, keep it in a small range for a day or two. Then they usually have a massive move to the upside or the downside. So whenever you see SPY in a tight range near all-time highs, in the next day or two, a significant move is going to end up usually happening. So, yeah, so I did grab the calls there, and the calls I got at $1.85, and they went from 185 to 420. So you can see right here, even right here, 48.70, we'll say 75 to 469.40. I mean, you're talking a 70-cent move, and they went 100% plus. I mean, that's what I've been talking about. That these small moves on SPX, they just make such massive. You can make massive money on these because of they move so much. They move 10 times faster than anything else. I mean, obviously, if you go like Amazon or shops, that's different. But I'm talking to like against SPY and Disney and Snap and Facebook and stuff like that. You need a massive move to make these kind of plays with SPX. That's why I love trading them. Now, on let's see, Tuesday, I took Microsoft at open. Let's see, Microsoft on the 9th, right here. Now, I was watching this for a breakout. As you can see right here, let's see what the trade ideas rooms. I said in the room on the 9th at pre-market, I said Twitter calls over 54.50, Roku calls at let's see, over 279, Microsoft calls over 338, and it got over 338, and I got the 340 calls at $1.60. They went from $1.60 to $1.88. I was looking at the previous highs. As you can see, let me back this up. You can see right here the 338 level, 330, yeah, 338. It popped right here and rejected, and it kind of rejected a little bit right here. So third time's a charm. That's what I was looking at. So yeah, I did grab them there. Then I ended up grabbing Roku. Roku's going to make a strong move this week, I think. Let's see. Roku on the 9th. Right here. All week long, I was waiting for Roku to make that run. The Roku blended the alert again. I hate that it does that. I grabbed it at 9:35. The same time I grabbed Microsoft. I grabbed the 290 calls at 2:35, and they went to 3:30, 3:45. So I paid more, get closer at the money. I mean, obviously, it's at 280 and $10 out. I mean, still, I think that Roku's going to make that $20, $30 run here. I really thought it was going to be this past week, but it's probably going to be this week coming up. So yeah, they went to 235 to 345. Then I took SPY. Let's see. The 9th. Now this is where I was talking about the narrow range, and it just got smashed. So I took the SPY puts, the 467 puts at 99 cents, and they dumped, and they went from 99 cents to $2.22. Now this was panic, and I just kind of wished it happened on expiration day, because that would have been probably a 15,000 to 1,500% move right there if that actually happened on expiration day. But it is what it is. That was the move that I was talking about. Now what I notice is that SPY likes to go in a tight range and fool both sides and make it look like it's going to break out here, or it's going to make a run for it here, or it's going to break down here, or come back down and break down here. And they keep it in a tight range to trick both sides. So when the move actually happens, you're caught off guard. That's just my opinion. That's what I think that happens. So now the next one was, let's see, SPY. SPX. I actually took SPX on a Tuesday because they weren't too bad. I took SPX calls at let's see. Yeah, because when I bought the puts right here, I bought them at 951, which is right in here somewhere. I already chased it. And I put in the alert risky chasing. So yeah. Then I took the SPX calls at 1114, which is right 1114 right here, the double bottom. Now, this was very risky, but SPY, when it gets to the double bottoms, when it popped up, rejected VWAP, came back down and tried to test the lower day again. They've been holding those double bottoms, so I grabbed it. Those 4710 calls, I got at $3.40. They went to, let's see. They went to 460 right here. So they went from 340 to 460, $1.20 move right there. Then I grabbed them again at 330. I got them at $3.30, but the timestamp is 11:54, which should be right here. Yeah, I got it right here again. Okay, I got it here the first time. I sold into that pop. It came back down here. I grabbed it right here. I did fall through a little bit for a quick little knee jerk, and it came back up. So these ones I got at $3.30. They did go from 330 to 360. So it would have probably been a stronger move if it just bounced right here instead of having that little quick stop. It took out stops right there and came back up. Then I ended up grabbing again the this time I grabbed the 4705. I grabbed them at what time? 150, which is right 150. Where are you? Oh, I grabbed it right down here. Yeah, I grabbed it right here. The double bottom again on this bottom right here. Held here. Took out stops, came back up, came back down, and plus you have the RCT trend line right here, which is that orange line. So that's pretty safe area to take it, in my opinion. So I grabbed it again. They went from $3 to 410. So that was definitely a nice little play. So yeah, got it here, got that pop. Got it here, got that, got it there. and I got that drop. So, I was playing the little channel right in here. I do like playing these little channels sometimes. So there, let's see, Monday and Tuesday. I haven't took my first loss yet. When did I take my first loss? Oh, yeah, I took them. My first loss was Wednesday. Now, we had this little bit of a panic sell, stayed in a little channel right here, a little bear flag right there. Started to pop up, came back down, and I thought for sure, I even said in the Trade Ideas channel on Wednesday, let's see, SPY puts under 465.25, Roku calls over 282. So as soon as I got right here, I bought anticipation of the break, came back down, it came down right here, and I grabbed the 46 35 puts at $3.30 right at open, thinking we were going to get a nasty flush. It didn't. It popped. I stopped out. I got it at 3:30, stopped out at 2. And then I ended up grabbing puts at, again, this time I got them at 10.21, which is right here, right when it rejected up there. I grabbed it right there. Now, these puts I grabbed, I got it 375. Let's see, 375 at 10.24. So yeah, I got it. They went from 375 to 510 in that little dump right there. Then I grabbed them again. That was the 460.70 puts I had at 375. Then I grabbed the 46.65 puts at 12.15, which should be right here. I grabbed it underneath this little area right here. So the 46.65 puts at $2.75. They went from $2.75 to $34 if he held all the way through. And some people actually did. Some people actually sold it in the mid-20s. So I was very pleased with that. So that was a 1,100% move right there if he held all the way through. Now, I tried to catch the knife a couple times, and I actually did for small little gains. One of them was at 12.47, which I think is right here. Now, I got it right, this little bump right here because of the double bottoms. See this 46.65.50 area. It's been holding at pre-market and after hours overnight. So I was like, okay, we get to this double bottom. It's going to bounce a little. I did get that. I got the 46.75 calls at 280, and they went to from 280 to $44.40. So that was a nice little bounce right there. Then I grabbed them again at 226, which is right here. 226. Right in this candle right here. Now, I like to buy these massive red long candles. See these long red candles? Most of the time when they come down, they retrace back up halfway, or at least a good majority of the way. So when we had this nasty red candle right here, plus we already dropped from 460, close to 468. We almost dropped $5 plus. So I saw this exaggerated red candle right here. This is where I ended up grabbing it. So the 46.55 calls I grabbed here at $2.35, and I did grab it here. It did go lower. I killed a little bit of it right here, but it did pop up enough for it to turn green and go positive. So they went from 235 to 295. Now the loss I took at the beginning of the day right here. I wouldn't have taken a loss if I held all the way through, but hindsight's 2020. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, this could have gone back to all-time high and never dumped. So it is what it is. I mean, that was a loss I didn't really need to take, but I did, because like I said, hindsight's 2020. You don't know what's going to happen. So with that said, now Thursday, didn't take that many trades, just took a couple. Now I took SPY puts at 10.11, which is right here, right there. Dumped, came back up, tried to get a little bit of a break right here. I had the 464 puts at $1.49, went to $1.68. Not much of a move, barely 20 cents. Didn't really make too much on Thursday because just a very, very, very choppy day. Microsoft, same thing. I tried to get Microsoft. Let's see, at 10:43, which was right here, the break. As you can see, it's making an ascending triangle right here. It did break right there. I was looking for a bigger move. I got it to 335 calls at 80 cents. It came back down, and as soon as it came back up and went green, I got out. So I was really expecting a bigger move on Microsoft, but it just didn't happen. Roku was the other one I took. Same thing. Just did not happen. I took Roku 280 calls at, let's see, 10:51, which is right here. As it came back down, consolidated, started to curl up. I grabbed it right through VWAP. And they went from $1.40 to $1.59, barely anything. I mean, it was just a very choppy, not much of a day. Now, Friday, I took a lot of trades. I took Roku. Took Roku calls at, let's see, 9:41. Came back down here to the RCT trend line. As you can see, it was holding here. So as soon as it got down to here, I grabbed it. The Roku calls went from 87 cents to $1.39, so that was a nice play. Then I took SPY calls at 10:08. Let's get SPY up. I took SPY a lot. I might have to go to a smaller time frame because I did the same thing as before. Let's see, I took SPY calls at 10:08, which is right here. I got this little pop right in here. So the 4670 calls I got for $1.80, they went to 245 right there. They dropped back down. Actually, they did drop back down. Now, I remember I tried to get puts right here. Now, right here, because I was thinking, okay, we had the flush down, we got that little pop up, and it's going to come back down, and we're going to flush. But it didn't. I got the 4640 puts at $2.70. It didn't flush. It ripped. So I actually was smart, and I grabbed the 4670 calls at 10:48 right before we had this big rip. So I was anticipating a dump right here. Then I had this reversal, so I grabbed calls here thinking, okay, we're going to have a strong move in one direction. I'm not quite sure which one, and so I grabbed calls here. So these puts end up failing, and I took a loss on them, but these 4670 calls I grabbed at $2.15. They did end up going from $2.15 to $15.50, so that was a 600% plus move. That was just a massive move on SPX, and I shorted this. Shorted the pop. You had look at these exaggerated candles right here. I mean, you went from 465 to 467 in a couple candles. That's a lot of volatility. So I did grab 465 puts at 1122, which is right here. Let's see. I was using 467. I'll have to blow this up more on the hourly. Now I was using this on let's see what day is this. Wednesday and Tuesday's pivot right here. As you can see, it was holding support, using it as resistance. So it was a pivot right there, that 467 area. So when it hit 467, it had a red candle. I grabbed the 4665 puts at 255, and they went from 255 to $2.65. Nothing right there. Then I grabbed them again at 1208, which is right here. Oh, right here in this candle. Popped back up, came back down, and then it started to pop up. I grabbed it right in here. I grabbed the 4675 puts at $3.90. Very risky. SPY could have just kept going, but this little drop right here. Let me actually just look at the timestamps in the other one, make sure I have the right times. 1208. Yeah. Yeah, that was the 390s, and this went from 390 to 440. I think I grabbed it probably, I'm confusing myself here. 1208. This is 1210. I probably ended up grabbing it close to right here, and it popped up on me, but it did come back down. So the 390s, the 46.75 did go from 390 to 440, just a 50-cent move right there. Then I ended up grabbing Netflix. Now, I noticed Netflix having this monster run, this J hook right here. This is a nice J hook right here. Then I was looking at, let's see, what time did I grab that? 12:30, which is right here. Now I'm looking at the hourly on Netflix, struggling in the 680 area. So it found like resistance right here. Well, it's close to 670, 677. And then it was finding support in the 680. So there's a pivot in the 680-ish area, 679. So when it rejected that, plus it also went from 652 to 80. That's a $30 move, and I was figuring it was going to give it some of it back. And I probably, if I was watching, I probably would have grabbed it right here, but I wasn't watching it at the time. I was watching other things, and then I heard it come up on the scanner, and I just took a look to see where it was, and I was like, okay, this thing made a almost a $30 run. So that's where range has a lot to play with the with stocks. You got to understand what a normal range is for that particular stocks, and $30 range on Netflix is pretty extreme. So I grabbed the 675 puts at $1.16, and they went from $1.16 to $1.98 in that little push right there, because I bought 675. And it's trading at 679, and I had 675 right here. So they were at the money. They were pretty cheap too. So I was like, okay, I'll grab them. That was a nice little play. Then I went back to SPX, and I grabbed, let's see, SPX calls at 2. Let's see, SPX calls. I grabbed at 112, which is right here. And I got them at $2.10. I got the 46.85 calls at $2.10. And they went from 210 to 270, a little bounce. Now, I was looking at when the price gets away from the moving average of 20 EMA, which is the light blue one, that it either chops and brings price to it, or it comes back down and retests it. In this instant, it actually came back down a little bit to retest it. And right when it retested it, it's almost like clockwork. Anytime price gets away from it and it comes back down to the 20 EMA, 90% of the time, it's going to bounce the first time. It's not a guarantee. There's no guarantees in trading. But this particular thing, happens so much, it's ridiculous. So you can look back at the chart on the daily, other time frames, and when price gets away from the moving average, the 20 EMA especially, it almost always bounces. Even if it's a tiny bounce, it bounces off it. So that's what I bought it for. Went from 210 to 270, got that 50 cents plus. Then I grabbed the 46.80 calls at 312, which is right here. It bounced right here, came back down. I actually thought about grabbing puts right here, but I didn't. I held off, and it came back up. And I think I was mentioning in the room that the weekly was red, and they may try to push it to a green weekly, but I don't think they did. So, but anyways, got this, came back down. I was thinking this, but I was like, no, I'll skip that. I'm glad I did, because it was a fake out. And we got back up into this area again, this 467 area again. I was like, this thing is going to get pushed. And it did. They went from 270 to $9.30. So that was a nice 200% move at the end of the day. So yeah, that was the week. 2 losses. One, I think it was Wednesday. I could have, if I held it, it wouldn't have been a loss. So of course, it seems like every time I stop out, they end up working out. And when I don't stop out, sometimes it just doesn't work out. So this particular one, on when I took the SPX loss at 10 bet down here. This is a stop that actually worked. It did not ever come down, ever go green again. So yeah. So that was my week. I hope I didn't confuse you. I know I ranted a lot, and I probably confused myself here and there because there's so many trades this week. I traded so much this week. It was ridiculous. So looking forward to next week and get a couple things I'll be watching this week coming up for trades. I think Roku is going to have a strong bounce, but we'll go over that in the watch list. So that's going to do it for the recap. I hope this has helped and hope to see you in the room. Thank you for watching.